Boop, boop. Smash the like button. Share this live. Welcome to the Bullets Gotti Show 2.0 Cloth Talk Podcast. Yesterday, it's been busy, man. I've been having a busy week, man. Um, I had an interview last week. As y'all can see, it was on thing. We did had a good conversation over on Panda Chop. Interviews is out, just came out. We doing good numbers with that. Me and Snow Billy just did some. Salute family. How you? Me and Snow Billy just did something the other day, yesterday. Drop. We gave y'all two content. So I've been like really just focusing up, delivering content, supplying y'all with the best product that y'all really want content wise. So I want to thank y'all, man, for supporting, man, and continue to keep supporting, man. Support Hell in the Cell podcast, Rapmatic. Um, y'all better go check out Hell in the Cell podcast. That's where me and Snow Billy be doing our thing. The Panda Chop interview, another episode is dropping today. Another Panda Chop episode part two is dropping today. So we got the Panda Chop, we got Hell in the Cell. Oh man, we got so much. We just working, bro. We just working right now, bro. I was talking to Panda Chop. He said, "Yo, he got it's like 2 hours of content, and he just cutting it up. We only right now is we only edit like he edited like part six. So imagine all the other parts that's coming out of this. So we did a good interview. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the best interviews right now. It's gonna be controversial, but every time I do an interview, it's controversial. I don't care, man. I like controversy, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody that's not subscribed to Hell in the Cell, go subscribe to Hell in the Cell. If you not subscribed to Rapmatic, go subscribe to Rapmatic. And if you subscribe to the Bullets Gotti Show, stay subscribed. And for the people, please follow me on IG. Merch is coming soon. You know, we really out here building, man. That's all I can say. Um, Definitely out here building. Shout out to all y'all in the building. But yeah, man, a lot been going on, man. Especially with dudes, this whole street code and dudes upset about this Takashi interview and the situation that happened with Julio Folio and you know the white man said what we all knew. He said sweat equity, because at the end of the day, you know, if you ain't never been to a prison in the South, that's why people don't like going to prison in the South because it's like slavery down there. You know what I'm saying? You is gonna work in that chain gang. You know what I'm saying? You is gonna work in them fields, you know, and the white man got the shotgun up, sitting on the horse like back in slavery times. You understand what I'm saying? This is what goes on in the southern prisons. My cousin, he got locked up in Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't even do nothing. He was just, wrong place, wrong time. And because he's wrong place, wrong time, and he ain't give up no information, they sat my cousin down for at least I think he did 6 years or 7 or 5 years, six, 7. I think he did 6 or 7 years. He did 6 or 7 years. And the time that he sat down, in Florida, man, it was rough, man. It was rough, man. And my cousin, I talked to him not too long ago. He said, "Man, I don't never want to go back to jail down there again." And he been on the up and up, been take care of his family. But you know, it's not like New York, man. It's not like none of these northern prisons, man. These southern prisons is very crucial, and they don't mind using black, what they call them, strong bucks. You understand what I'm saying? When you black and strong, let's talk, cause that's how them southerners, them white southerners look at black men, in them prisons. You young and strong, you could work in them fields. You know what I'm saying? You could work on that highway. You could work and we just holding the shotgun up, making sure you don't try to run away. You know, that's slavery labor right there. What's good?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was just in here before you came in here. I was talking about how Southern prisons is just like slavery, man. Like where Shorty, where they said, he's strong and young. With Shorty at the Julio Folio case, and people were surprised about that sweat equity. I'm like, how they surprised? Because just prisons in the South, man. That's what they do. They like slave. They
Yeah,
like slave overseers. Ain't no different. You strong. They look at that. This a strong young buck, and we can make some money out of him.
yeah. It's sad, but these past 20 years, that's what they've been doing is building more jails, and they need to fill them up. This is why they strict
Hmm.
now on crews and cliques, calling
Hmm.
them, gangs. You could just be a block uh, crew or
Hmm.
whatever, and they're gonna call
Hmm.
you a gang so they can fill the prisons up 28
Hmm.
at a time, 20 at a time. Before it was one at a time, where you have a
Hmm.
co-defendant, two of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now you look at these cases since about, let's say, about 2005, it been
Hmm.
25, 30, 48, 50.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
they getting that sweat equity.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what's so crazy with everybody? Because I seen everybody talk about it. Like people was like, "Yo, damn, man, that's like slavery right there." But I don't know why they was so surprised. Because that's how they been. They been saying this. They been
Yeah,
saying this. When you come down here, we gonna make some use out of you in these fields. Like
yeah,
you go down the highway through the 95, you see the dudes in the prisons working on the highway. You see that. And
yeah,
and the white man got the big shotgun up. So if you try to run, it's just like in life, they gonna start shooting in the air. So
yeah,
that big going on. And for people to act like, oh, that's messed up. Nah, man, it's showing you that it ain't worth it. It ain't
yeah,
worth it. The street shit ain't worth it. You
yeah,
gonna have it's gonna be just like you in the cotton fields and your ancestors. It ain't worth it. It's telling you that it ain't wrong to go get a job. It ain't wrong to do something legitimate. That it's not worth it putting your years away being sweat equity.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like you come down in Florida, it's different. Like they don't care nothing about the religion, none of that, because these dudes, they go to jail, they got to get their wicks cut off, hair cut off. Dudes that been growing their hair for 30 years, 25 years, 40 years, you go to jail, they cutting it off.
Mm-hmm.
They cut it. So if your hair, your pride of anything that means something to you, don't push that envelope because they not
Yeah.
playing with you.
Yep.
What they say here, they putting you in the chain gang.
Yep. 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 And and like when I watched that, it kind of broke my heart when I saw that because you could tell Shorty ain't really. This was like Shorty's first
Hmm.
serious crime, and you could
Yeah.
tell how his reaction was, the way he was crying, the way
Hmm.
they was trying to hold him to try to calm him down, the
Hmm.
way he was looking. Like you could tell, like this was his first time to getting caught in some real trouble, and
Hmm.
he really ain't know what to do. And like the white man said, he was being brutally honest. No, don't kill him. We can make money out of him. He's strong. We can make
Hmm.
money out of him. When that white man said that, and they heard that, and the people that's hearing this online and see that, they need to. If you got sons out there or you got little brothers out there, you need to be showing them that. See him right there, that could be you, because that
Yeah.
right there is a teaching moment for the youth. That could be you.
Yeah. I mean, they planned, they plotted, they took a life. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Hmm.
wish jail on nobody, but if you committed a crime and you took
Hmm.
somebody's life, I don't care if they was dissing and going back and forth. It can be either side. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Nobody don't want to see their loved one or somebody go down for 25 to life or get the death penalty, for a sensitive
Hmm.
act of crime.
Yep.
Now if you took somebody muffin top off that did something to your daughter or your son,
Hmm.
stand on it.
Yep.
But something that could have been avoided, going all the way from Jacksonville to Tampa, and it's too much,
Yep.
and it's sad that nobody wins in this situation because
Hmm.
Julio, Julio is gone. Other kids is gone that they've been rapping about. And these
Mm-hmm.
three, and it's three. It was what, four of them?
It was four of them, four of them.
Yeah. And all four of them people lives are gone now
Yep. Yep. Yep.
over things that could have been avoided or discussed or had some type of mediation with. So
Yep.
it's a sad
Yeah.
situation.
It's a sad situation, it's real sad, and I really like I said, man, I feel bad, but at the end of the day, man, it's choices in this world, and a lot of
Yeah.
these youth gotta understand, man. When you throw rocks at that prison wall, and you thinking that it may not come to you, and you playing games, it'll come, man. It's the energy you put out there, and a lot of
Yeah.
times, a lot of these beefs, these beefs that don't even mean nothing. If it ain't hurting your family, or it ain't hurting people that surround you, your loved ones, you need to be thinking about your last name. Everything got to be about your last name, because a lot of them that's in this situation is young. They ain't had no kids. They ain't got nothing. All that's gone. All that is gone,
Yeah.
because now you're going to be in the rest of your life in a prison, as sweat equity, making these people money, and the other, the other three is gonna be on death row. So they whole life
Yeah.
they gonna be old men on death row, looking at, damn, it was all over some ego shit.
And people don't understand when you're in prison, you are a lab mite.
Hmm.
Those needles that they give you for TB and all that type of stuff, they are stuck with, you know, things in it. So now they begin to watch you for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to see how your body responds. And the reason I say that, because I have friends who went to the state or in the feds, never did any type of drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no weed, none of that. And they died of cancer.
Hmm.
Or either they did they 10 years or 20 years or 15 years. Once they came out, they died
Hmm.
later on, a few months later or a year later because of
Yep.
cancer. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Because of the processed foods that you're getting, you think because you got a whole commissary full of honey buns and all that, they want you to eat that.
Yep.
They want you to have that. They want
Yep.
you to eat that slop that they got in the mess hall. They want
Hmm.
you to eat that. They want you to take those shots and all of that. So you become a lab mice. So they're getting
Yep.
equity out of you building things and making license
Hmm.
plates and other things that you're doing in there.
Yep.
And then you also being a lab rat for these pharmaceutical companies because
That's
they
a fact.
know how many people you got to test. Oh, we got 7,000 inmates that's in here. We got another 10,000 over here, another 15,000 over here. Don't you know America have more inmates than any other country? Other countries
And
don't have
hmm
20,000 inmates
hmm
and one, and that's just one prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
have that in a lot of other places and stuff like that. So they're
Nope.
using you brothers with all that energy, all that anger as lab rats. I knew one dude who got caught up in a situation. My man seen him walking down a hall. He didn't know who he was because he was
Mhm.
shot up with all that Thorazine and all the rest of those psychotic meds.
Yep, that's so true. That's so true. Because my cousin right now, he's doing 16 to 32. Last time I talked to him in Altoona, he got locked up, and he just waiting for an appeal, but he lost it. But when I was talking to him, he was telling me he was suing the jail, like basically because they was giving him the wrong medicine. He got sickle cells, and they was
Yeah.
giving him some other medicine that he ain't even tell him to give. And he said, "Yo,
Hmm.
I'm suing this jail." And I think reason why he lost his appeal when he went to the higher courts is because he had a lawsuit on the jail. And I
Yeah.
and I and I and I told the family, I said that's what happened,
Yeah.
because if he didn't have that lawsuit, he probably would have got a new trial, because
Hmm.
he didn't have a CI on his case. The witness didn't come. It was just the state trooper and the undercover cop, and all they said was they identified him by his tattoos. And like he said, he had a strong case where he could have beat, but because he had the lawsuit and a big money lawsuit on the prison, they did what they did. That's how they play.
Yeah.
That's how they
Yeah.
play.
Yeah,
You
because the
know.
family's supposed to, take care of that from the outside because it's
Hmm.
much harder when you're in there because then they start sending other inmates at you and things
Mm-hmm.
like that and make it kind of like impossible. Even though I know a lot of brothers who had, won lawsuits from being incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what I
Mm-hmm.
was saying, 'cause I don't want
Yeah.
to confuse the viewers
No,
that,
no, no, no. I know. Yeah, 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 yeah.
don't go to jail because you will be used as a lab mice and they also
Mm-hmm.
will use for your sweat equity, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because they know you working out. They doing this is how they know in war
Mm-hmm.
how to with the sin out at you or whatever because they watch you a
Mm-hmm.
35 mil, 210 pounds solid, do push-ups
Mm-hmm.
every weight, this and that. So they want to see
Mm-hmm.
what can they put in your food or what can they give you
Mm-hmm.
to stop you or either hands you. You doing 50 pull-ups, they
Mm-hmm.
want to make you do 100 pull-ups. So they're
Yep.
going to put something in your food to give you that
Mm-hmm.
energy boost.
Yep.
But it's also going to be taking something away like
Yep.
steroids.
That.
Steroids give you all that, but it's taking
Yeah.
away your growth.
Yep.
It's taking
And that.
messing up your
And.
kidneys, messing
Mm-hmm.
up your penis, shit
Mm-hmm.
like that.
No, that's so true, because if you notice, like a lot of brothers that come home from jail, they have a lot of heart issues.
Yeah.
They dying from either they having a heart attack or they knock out. So a lot of that's going on, a lot of
Yeah.
that's
Heart
going on.
heart attack, stroke, blood clogs. Yeah. So long thing we trying to say, man. Don't let nobody trick you into going in anybody institution, prison, jail, holding pen, county, whatever it is. If you're not doing acts of violence that's protecting your family
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
anything like that, man, don't even get
Hmm.
involved. It's not even worth it.
Yeah, no, that's so true, That's so true, Um, let's talk about I was ever since the Takashi interview with Bank. A lot of people been angry about this interview, Like I don't
I
I don't
know.
understand. Like why is they mad about what was said in the interview because it exposed a lot. And I think, like you said the last time we was up here, you said, yo, rats, dealers, killers, and squillers is all the same.
Squillers,
And
dealers, and killers is all the same.
it's all the
Squillers,
same.
dealers, and killers is all the same.
And been saying this that people want to always talk about, oh, he did this, he did that, he did that, but people not looking at there was a lot of disloyalty going on. And people got to look at what Bank was showing. Bank was like, listen, he not a bad dude. And everybody mad because Bank said he not a bad dude. I don't understand why,
Let me say something. See, I'm a person. I'm very observant. I observe situation, and I've been trying to get with Daniel 6ix9ine, whatever, for the longest to put him in the right direction. When all of that was going on, when all of that
Mm-hmm.
was going on, everywhere that man went, whether he was black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever, he was giving out money. He was helping people.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, he liked to help and assist people that he couldn't even see that these people around him or amongst him was no good because he
Mm-hmm.
clearly wanted to be a person who helped others and this and that. And he got tarnished because he was around a bunch of street dudes who were part of what you want to call as a gang. So
Yep.
he was influenced in that way because they could have told him like when I was young, the hustlers was like, nah, you not hustling. Take $100, get off the corner. He goes
Mm-hmm.
some money, go get yourself a sandwich or juice or something. Come see me on
Mm-hmm.
Friday to get a discus sweatsuit, some Nike
Mm-hmm.
Cortez or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was before I was even ready or thought I was ready to hustle or do whatever, they wouldn't allow me to do it because they knew I had a potential, whether it be a baseball player, basketball player, or a lawyer, because they knew I was
Mm-hmm.
intelligent. They knew I was smart. They knew I was
Mm-hmm.
fearless. So they wanted to
Mm-hmm.
always lead me in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's
Mm-hmm.
what they supposed to did to 6ix9ine is let him
Mm-hmm.
in the right direction. Why? Because he was a cash cow. They had other
Mm-hmm.
cash cows around them, and those cash cows ain't changed people's
Mm-mm.
lives around them, but he did.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true, and like that's what people fail to realize. Because I see a lot of people doing videos, but they not looking. This dude is going to see dying kids on a deathbed. This dude is going to help out families that don't have the less fortunate that don't have it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And he going and giving them a stack of money like here, this is for you so you could feed your kids. This is what you could buy the clothes. This is what I'm giving y'all. He going all
Mm-hmm.
around the world doing this, and even in
Yeah.
America. Like, how can
Yeah.
you not say he not positive for the youth when he out here feeding and helping out the youth? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh,
That's what
you
I don't understand.
talking about your boy Hassan?
Yeah, Hassan and all of it, Hassan and Hocus, man. They like, yo, I'm like, what is they talking about?
Oh,
Because
I didn't hear what Hocus said. What did Hocus
Hocus,
say?
so Hocus was like, yeah, you got the platform, but you need to be telling the youth and not to join this and what happened to you and all that. And I'm saying to myself, what is Takashi saying that is not saying that what the opposite of what you're doing? He not only saying it that yo, these dudes is disloyal and not to be trustworthy, but he also going putting his money where his mouth is and going and helping out the less fortunate and helping out the youth by giving them money to pay and visit in
What
these hospitals.
what is the biggest thing why it's ruffling so many people's feathers? And I hate to always sound like I'm the prophet of prophets, but
Yeah,
everything because 6ix9ine is saying I already saying. What is it that
facts.
he's really saying that ruffling these people's feathers?
I don't know. I think it's because he's saying that, he not taking accountability. They feel he not taking accountability because he's saying that they did me like this, they did this to me, they did that. But what they feel and realize is he was a young man around men that was more older than him and maturer than him. These is men that was in their late 30s, some was in their 40s. These wasn't
Hmm.
young men. These is men that have age and that was age and wisdom behind over him that they should have known what they was doing was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Because they got kids, and a lot of them got kids around 6, 9 age.
And you know what it is. You want me to tell
Yeah.
you what it is? Why their
Hmm.
feathers is being rough? Because the streets is a myth. It's a
Yes.
lie. Squillers
Yes.
and dealers and killers are all
Yes.
the same. You cannot
Facts.
glorify this person like Hassan Campbell. You can't glorify, oh, you was shooting people and murdering people and this and that.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be for the kids. That's supposed to be glorifying.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be glorifying you and your team was doing this and putting in work and that. And this. That's supposed to be glorifying. No, because you took
Yeah.
somebody from their family. You took
Yep.
somebody from their mother or their
Hmm.
daughter or their
Hmm.
father or their grandmother. So how can we say, oh, you was doing your thing or you that one? No, it's all the same. Squillers, dealers, and killers are all the same. None of them should be glorified. None of them. And I don't have I don't have a
Hmm.
problem having the opportunity of talking to somebody who squealed. Talk to somebody who sold keys of cocaine. Talking to somebody who deals. You know what I'm saying? All
Hmm.
three of them, I don't have a problem because I want the youth to understand the mindset of a person who maybe was misled or misguided, who maybe was
Facts.
tricked out of their freedom. So I want them
Facts.
to know the mindset of somebody like what made 6ix9ine do that? What made Sammy the Bull do that? What made
Hmm.
Alpo do that?
Yep.
It
Yep.
comes like this. If a person don't have a problem taking off your melon, what makes you think they don't have a problem of them telling?
Facts. Facts.
It's all
Facts.
the same thing. They getting rid of you
Yep.
for their
Yep.
freedom.
Yep.
Before you take me out of here, I'm taking you out of here.
Yep.
Before you give me 100 years, I'm gonna give you 100 years. It's the same
Uh-huh.
thing. That's
That's a
why the
fact.
streets is dirty. The streets been dirty. It been dirty
Mm-hmm.
before I was born. It was
Mm-hmm.
dirty before my pops was born. It's gonna
Yep.
always be dirty. There's no rules and regulations to it. If a person got to
Mm-hmm.
use a woman to set you up, they'll use a woman to set you up. If a person got
Yep.
to use drugs to set you up, they're gonna use drugs to set you up. If they got to
Yep.
use your man who you not feeding, who you treat like a bitch, they're gonna use your man to set you up. So the
Mm-hmm.
streets is not
Mm-hmm.
loyal to no one or nobody.
Nope. Not
Squillers,
at all.
dealers, and killers are all the same. And yeah, and they mad at that young boy because he still got organic followers, people following his message, his word, or liking his character or image. And these guys are deteriorating on social media.
Yep.
YouTube is doing them how they did Young Pharaoh. People, even
Yep.
if they do get followers, they cutting them because their message is not good. It's not clear.
It's not. It's not good, and it's a lot of hypocrisy, and that's why a lot of people is seeing that hypocrisy because I've seen dudes. They was talking about this interview where they say, you know what, we was wrong. It's a lot of hypocrisy that these dudes are saying, and
Yeah,
I think a lot of times a lot of people was so clouded and judgmental that they now realizing that it is a lie. The street
yeah,
it is some BS with it. If kids who get shot in the street in the Bronx right now, a 5-year-old gets shot in the Bronx and they not safe. A 78-year-old man could get killed in the neighborhood, they not safe. Then this street shit is flawed
yeah.
like a motherfucker. We
The,
can't
the,
we
the,
can't protect that.
the woman who got killed, the store that Jim Jones and used to go to, and all of them,
Yep.
she get killed by a stray and this and that. Like
Yep.
it gotta be some law. See, rules. What they say, rules are made to be broken, but laws
Yep.
is made to follow. It gotta be some laws about protecting these women. It gotta be some
Yep.
laws about protecting these babies. You got all
Yep.
of these frauds. Somebody gonna come and hear this message, and we gonna see it maybe tomorrow or the next week because this is what the social media do. It piggybacks off anything that's solid, and then it
Mm-hmm.
taints it and dress
Mm-hmm.
it up, make it like they said it, they done it, they did it. 6ix9ine, ever since that boy came about, he was been giving back. These YouTubers who I'm seeing making 50,000 a month,
Mm-hmm.
10,000, 20. I never seen them giving out or doing anything for these children in the community
Nope.
because it's not for you uh, um to be glorified. You, hey, look at y'all. I'm giving this out. No, but you want people to show that, yeah, I make this amount of money, but look, I also take care of my people as well. I
Yep.
also look out for my projects, my block. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if I made 50,000 a month, best believe, if not just my area, others areas going to be impacted because I would
Mm-hmm.
be able to help a multitude of people financially.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? If a
That's a
mother
fact.
can't pay her son to go to a school that she needs to go to, can't pay her rent or whatever, I look at, hey man, I'm making 50,000 a month doing something that I love to do, helping people, empowering people, encouraging people. So
Mm-hmm.
why not say, okay, um, let me know, see what your bill is, this and that. I may pay half of it because I want you to show some type of initiative that you're going to get some help, whether it's from the government, whether it's from a pastor, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
reverend, or whether another podcaster or social media person.
Mm-hmm.
Show me that you're going to put some type of initiative in, and I got you.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
You want to build people up. You don't want people to be enabled. I'm not just going
Mm-mm.
to be like, give it out to everybody. No, I want to show that you want to be empowered.
Mm-hmm.
You want to find a way out and not get a handout. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So, but that's why 6ix9ine been ruffling the feathers because it kills the myth. So everything a
Mm-hmm.
person thinking they standing on because they did 30 years, you did 30 years because you wanted to do 30 years, and salute you. I'm glad you didn't tell on nobody because I'm not going to tell on nobody because
Mm-hmm.
that's not how I am. But guess what? There is another side that don't put yourself in predicament or situation to tell on somebody. I never
Mm-hmm.
had some people say, I'm gonna give you 100 years. I'm gonna give you the death penalty. So a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
can say a lot of shit on here, but until they put in situation to say, I'm gonna lock your grandmother up, I'm gonna put your kids in foster care, and I'm gonna give you 100 years. Because some
Mm-hmm.
some dudes be like, yo, forget it. I did it, whatever I did. I take the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do 100 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
some dudes be like, man, these niggas ain't take care of my kids. These niggas trying to smash my wife. These niggas, and they do their thing.
They do their thing. They
You know
do
what I'm
their
saying?
thing, and that and
It's just,
that's and that and you know some. Sorry for cutting you. That's what. Even when I heard Charleston White man's Dewberry said what he said. He said, "Yo, these niggas is grimy. You know, they slept with his baby mother. They threatened his family." He said, "Yo," he said at the end of the day, man, he said that's they violated the street code by doing that, by
yeah,
sleeping with his woman. You know, by trying to hurt his family. They violated street code by that, but they want to take the street code and say, "Oh, it's just snitching. You snitch." That no, but what about the snake shit? Because the snake shit go against the street code too. If we gonna be technical, the sleeping with somebody woman is against the street code. So is everybody want to pick and choose what code work for them? But when it's all said and done, they all just they not living what they preaching, and that's what you said. Like at the end of the day, you wouldn't be in these predicaments if you was associated and you wasn't doing what you was doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer this person question. It was a while
Hmm.
ago. He said, I mean, a lot of country murder rats is higher than ours too, though. OG Gotti, they don't make it to prison. Yeah, I mean, a lot of countries in a different place. Yeah, they kill rats and this and that, but you got to understand, a lot of those places are ran by governments. They're ran by
Hmm.
government, so it ain't your average Joe going home in the projects or going to a little place in Jersey or New Rochelle. And these are government people who are killing the rats, but they involved in the street.
Hmm.
They got drugs in the street. They got hammers in the street. They got prostitution, this and that. So it ain't the average Joe who's from St. Nick Projects, from Drew Projects, and he thinking about going to kill a person who testify or who's a rat. These are
Yep.
people who work with the government that's going to kill that rat because he don't want them to bring down other people and show that it's politicians involved, to
Yep.
show that it's reverends involved, preachers involved, councilmen
Hmm.
involved. So
Yep.
when you dealing with, like we talked about the other week, about organized crime and
Yeah.
street
Yeah.
street
And
stuff, these
yeah.
people are different.
Yep.
These
They
people are different.
organize.
These
They
people are different.
organize.
It's governments that's going to kill those rats. It ain't some King Vaughn type of dude. No, it's governments. The governments know where they at. They know what they're doing, who they telling
Hmm.
or whatever, and then they send another agent to go knock them off.
That's a fact. That's a
Because
fact.
the, because the people, not to cut your nephew, the people who usually knock off those rats, they don't go to jail. Why? Because they part of the government. The case is never solved. It's never talked about, found about, because those are government agents knocking off. They got all the information to take out whatever who they needed to take out, to replace them with somebody else. It's all a game, man. It's all a monopoly and game. The same way you had somebody on your block running it in 80, the feds can't snatch them up by 88. Then somebody else came and ran it. And then they got locked up about 94, 95, and somebody else. It's the what's that shit when the rat keep running around on the
It's
thing?
the damn the hamster wheel
The, the hamster
hamster
wheel
wheel.
joint, the hamster wheel joint, it's a certain name, but that's what it is. It's a rat
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
It's a, go ahead, nephew. Let me while you saying, let me
No, no,
see what the
Unc
people
right.
saying.
Oh, right. Like at the end of the day, like when it come to them government, like at the end of the day, they gonna take care of what they gonna take care, of, especially if it's somebody in the government that's being a rat, But if it's somebody like in the streets, like Unc said, they gonna give you a season. Now they don't get seasons, but back then you would get a season, and you out of here. In the government in them countries, these dudes they be in power for decades until like the people get fed up and then they go and get them.
Somebody said, Unc, look like you shoot weak load. Sorry. I don't know what he talking about, but okay. Thank you, Root Vegetable. They slept with Nicky Bond's wife when he was locked up as well. There's no loyalty in the streets, though. Sleeping with a woman that's spoken for goes against all walks of life. Okay. I didn't see any questions I wanted to answer. But go ahead, nephew. My bad.
Yeah, no, because I really look at it like you said, like at the end of the day, people don't understand. Like this game it has an expiration date to it, and that's why when people talk, they all say, "Oh, them Southern dudes, they caping for rats and all that." No, it ain't about caping for rats. It's people on man time, and people is like, that street shit. A lot of people don't care about for it no more because what has it done for the community? You know what I'm saying? But gave people sorrow, misery, and a lot of broken families, and a lot of people is like the frequency is changing in the community because people getting tired, people get fed up. People get tired of seeing their grandkids get killed in the street, their children get killed in the street. People don't want to be walking outside and somebody popping at them, or and then you saying no snitching. I was watching the news when that little girl got killed. They like, yo, it's time the people to start snitching. We stuck too long to the street code, and I kind of understand where the
Hmm.
man was coming from when he said that. Cause he looked like a dude that wasn't for the no stitching. He probably was one of them dudes out there that was like, yo, if you snitch, it's off your head. But when you start seeing kids get killed, and elders get killed, and women get killed in the street from straight bullets, it start changing the frequency of people.
Yeah, because there's no accountability. Somebody said something about snitches makes a lot of excuses and this and that. See, that's the thing. When you have truth, there's no excuses in truth. The reality of it, if these
Hmm.
babies are dying, these mothers is dying, then and then they talking about no snitching. A 3-year old got killed. A 5-year old got killed. A 90 something or 80 some year old woman got killed. They are victims. So
Hmm.
how you saying no snitch? See, those are the type of people, when their daughter get their head off their shoulders, or their son, about to go play AAU basketball, get shot in the leg and can't play basketball the rest of their life. Then they go around hating our people and hating everyone
Hmm.
or body because it hits home first. Because they don't have a logical mind because somebody did a video that says stop snitching and stop. No, you when you're involved in criminal activities, that's when you become a part of a snitch because
Yep.
you did the crime, so you should be able to do the time. You know what I'm saying? But when you are a victim, there's no snitching in that because you're a victim. These
Yep.
are the type of dudes who don't have a job or never had a job because if you do something at work and somebody tell on you, what you gonna do? Bust their head? You gonna bust their head at work or after work?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
dudes don't have no logical thing. They just follow what somebody gave them, and that's why I say
Hmm.
a lot of people been misled and misguided. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? If I know
Hmm.
we did crime together and this and that, yeah, you supposed to shut your mouth. Both parties, all parties. That gives you a better chance to fight when everybody shut their mouth, but it don't be like that. Dudes be talking on the phone and then they get caught up and then they bring you in and then now you jammed up. So it's just too much talking going on. People be talking and
Yep.
don't even have a small inklet what the streets is about. And the
Yeah.
streets is really about nothing. If you make your
Hmm.
way from the streets, you're supposed to get your money, this and that, and change it because nobody since the beginning of time has ever been successful in the street.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. And that's why, like, when you look at a lot of these dudes, you could tell, like, they all got the streets mixed up. And it just shows just the way they
Oh,
be
okay.
talking, because they can't have a smart intellectual conversation about it. Like, every time he come up here, he when he break it down, it comes from an intellectual standpoint, because a lot of these dudes, when they think of the streets, they think of what rap lyrics say. They think what the movies say. They not
Mm-hmm.
thinking what it really is in reality,
Yeah.
because the movies paint this whole beautiful picture. Oh yeah, no stitching, no stitching, no stitching, and kill up the stitch and all that. But that's Hollywood. That's the
Mm-hmm.
music industry. That's the feds and the government just putting that out there so they could lead you to them prisons. And that's what
Yeah.
people gotta realize, is that at the end of the day, there's losses in the streets. There's people dying in the streets every day because of betrayal. They lying,
Mm-hmm.
they dying because of a lie. Somebody said a lie, said,
Hmm.
"Oh yeah, he did
Yeah.
such and such," and then he gets murdered. And
Yeah.
people go on with their lives. This is why you see a lot of people. They talk about what Poe and Rich and all this and all that stuff, but they don't know what happened. What really what the intricate parts, because people don't understand that the streets don't have no expiration dates, and the streets don't love nobody but the streets. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people gotta understand. That's why people tell people, yo, the sidewalk is better when you don't have to worry about watching over your back or somebody betraying you or giving up your location. You could be walking the street and you just talk to somebody, say, yo, I'm at such and such, you got beef. Then the dudes that you got issues with, they pull up on you and kill you in the street, because the person you just called basically set you up for the hitters. That's what the
Yep.
streets do.
Yeah, the streets have no rules, they have no regulations, have no morals or any of that. And for the new people, make sure y'all follow me on Green Team Inc. at Instagram, and also follow me on TikTok at Big Eagle Talk, and also YouTube at Big Eagle Talk. So
Fact.
back to what I'm saying, that you know, stop letting these people mislead y'all, misguide y'all. Knox said it. He said those guys mislead people, and then when they get caught, they tell. Yeah, because that's how the game has always been. Just because you put a firearm in somebody's hand, that doesn't mean they're really built like that. I know some dudes will go to the dungeon and don't tell on no one and nobody because they've been built like that. They didn't have to get with this circle or that team or this set or that crew to be built like that. They always been like that since a kid. Quiet, dangerous, didn't play. They didn't play basketball, roll dice, nothing. They stayed to themselves. And when it was time to get busy, they got busy. So you see the difference that how dudes now. Who puts a video up of something that they done? If they robbed somebody or shot somebody, who talked about that on social media? Even if you done that, and you built yourself to have that type of behavior, because a lot of it is mental health. If you have that behavior, that is easy for you to take a person's life, and then you get on here and talk about it. You are a sick person. So you
Mm-hmm.
can never lead. You can never lead the youth. Only thing you can do is mislead the youth and misguide them. Because
Mm-hmm.
the tough guys that I know, when you shake their hand, it feels like a baby. They don't use no aggression. You know how some dudes, they shake your hand,
Mm-hmm.
they wanna grab it all hard and show you
Yeah.
they strong and
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the dudes that I met from different countries and different places, they shake your hand like this. Hey, how you doing, brother? Everything.
Yeah.
God bless you. Tell your family I say okay. Salam
Yep.
alaikum. Ariba dirty. Whatever their language is, and they all
Yeah.
calm and smooth. And these people are very dangerous. So
Yep.
so our culture, we promote acting. Like even if you look at the Italian movies, they don't talk about the snitching, and then they don't like they
Mm-hmm.
just, if they got war and they warring over construction sites or whatever, that's what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the snitching part, yes, is relevant in their cultural community, but they already know what they're going to do
Mm-hmm.
if they come face to face with somebody that took them from their family. Ours, we want to glorify it, we want to talk about it and make it something big.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, before you can talk, nephew, my bad. This is the Jew. If something is good for the street, the government will take it away from you. Remember that. If something is good for the street, the government will take it away from you. This is why you don't have people like Malcolm X speaking on the corner no more. This is why you don't have the guards of earth knocking on people's doors and stuff like that, giving them pamphlets and telling them to come down to the school of Mecca, because the government will be kicking their doors down again and locking them up again and distributing drugs in the establishments again to destroy them. So anything that's good for the street, they're gonna always take it away from you and leave everything that's filthy and dirty in the street.
No, that's so true. And like you said, when people be filming, it's just like that scene in Menace to Society. When Old Dog and Kane, Old Dog kept playing that robbery video. That's what a lot of these dudes do. They like Old Dog. They playing that robbery video and be like, yeah, look what we just did, man. We just robbed this nigga. We gonna put this on Instagram, let niggas see what we do. We gonna show how we shot this nigga. Like y'all celebrating, and it's not fun. But
Yeah.
you know what I want to say this on, because I'm glad you said this about the activism, and when I put out that video the other day about Reverend Kevin McCall confronting was talking to that cop, that right there, and we was talking about this before. These dudes be agents, man. They have everybody riled up in the community, but back doors, they online with these dudes behind the scenes. And I just
Yeah.
talked to a female that did some things. She got a lawsuit right now, and she basically was doing something a good act
Mhm.
for the community, and basically she was threatened by a dude because she didn't want to ride with
Who?
him.
Kevin McCall?
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
you know, I really don't like talking about too much out. He's a clown. He's a clown. He's another Sharpton
Yeah.
accident chaser, ambulance chaser. He's another Sharpton boy. So you
Mm-hmm.
know that's what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. 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 And like you said, a lot of these dudes, these avalanche chasers, these are the dudes that they no different than these dudes that we talk about, these fake street dudes. These
Yeah.
dudes could they come in the community, they get it popping, and like you said, last couple episodes we did, is that they when it's time they go sit down with these dudes, these politicians, these businessmen, and these police, and they tell them, all right, we want you to we gonna get these people in check, but you got to cut this check for us. And that's how they talk, because it's a money thing to them. They don't care about justice. They don't care about things happening in the community and stopping anything. They care about, like you said, it's not about a positive message like a Malcolm X or any other leaders that was really for the community, that died for the community. These dudes is about greasing their palms and going and laying low in their nice houses and driving their nice cars and coming to community when it's time to pimp it.
Because these dudes, they want to be like the hustlers. You know, they want to be like the hustlers. This is why they go buy a bunch of chains, they go buy a bunch of jewelry, they go get Louis Vuitton. And there's nothing wrong with that because I love, you know, designer clothes where, you know, if I'm not gonna miss it if I don't have any of it, but I like a lot of designer clothes wear and stuff like that. Just as well as I like a lot of the clothes that our people make, like Carl Canal, like, you know, Dap and stuff like that, and other, you know, melanated designers. But the point that I'm trying to make is these guys, they want to be the ones that everybody run to, like the pastor. There's something wrong and this and that. Who you going to run to? The pastor. You know what I'm saying? And the pastor going to tell you everything you need, but for a fee. Make sure you put that tithe and that offering in there. Offer something. Give me something. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is with these guys. They not giving the community anything back. Like I see this clown. He was on there when Big Bank and Charleston
Oh,
Man
yeah,
was
Charleston, yeah.
he like somebody get me on this show. Like get you on the show for what? What are you gonna say that you
Yeah.
are a taxi cab robber? What are you gonna say that you 50
Yeah.
years old still trying to rap? And there's nothing wrong with trying to rap because there's no cap or age limit on it. But at the age of
Mm-hmm.
50, it should be more about the elevation of young people. You could have did a cipher group and created a young group of young black dudes or melanated dudes giving positive lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you not do that. You still want to be a rapper yourself. You want to be top five. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell these dudes who feel that they failed in whatever they desire or what it is, and they don't want to let it go. I wanted to play baseball. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to be a attorney. You know what I'm saying? Did I get to be all them threes? No, but I still know law and I still learn law every day. I play basketball when I get a chance here and there. But I'm out there when I'm playing ball, I'm teaching the young dudes how to play the fundamentals of basketball that can shoot better than me, jump higher than me, move quicker than me. I'm trying to help them with their superpowers and their talent. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're supposed to be when you're an unk or when you're an
Mm-hmm.
OG. You're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
empower, encourage these young people so when you make your transition, they keep your name alive, they keep your legacy going. Ain't nobody going to want to be like none of these dudes because these dudes don't show nothing good for young people to be like.
Mm-mm. That's so true, That's so true. They don't show nothing. It's a question. I see it's a question there, They ask you your top three movies of all time.
My top three movies, that's kind of hard because, you know, it's so many good movies. I mean, when I'm going through something, you know, I like to watch a lot of comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to
Yeah,
laugh. You know, um, I love The Notebook because they have a powerful message. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I love relationships. I love, you know, things like that. So The Notebook is up there. Of course, Sinners. I love Sinners. I like the the
Yeah.
videography of the movie Sinners. You know what I'm saying? So comedy, Sinners, The Notebook. You know what I'm saying? Those are some of my favorite movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that. Sinners. I'm not gonna lie. I finally got to watch Sinners, and I like Sinners. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good movie. I ain't gonna front. That's a good movie, man. I see why they got the Oscar. That's a
Yeah,
good movie, man. Like Michael B. Jordan, in my opinion, man, he doing his thing. He doing his thing.
yeah,
I'm happy he doing his
yeah.
thing. Him and Ryan
And you
Coogler.
yeah, you got to give definitely credit to Ryan Kruger and stuff because the vision of how he, the camera lenses and stuff like that, how he captured it, and if a person have a slight of imagination, and then if a person have some intelligence to see how he did the duality with the red and the blue, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking on no gang stuff. I'm just talking about, of subconsciousness and consciousness, how one was
Mm-hmm.
very aggressive and one was very sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was the duality between the red and the blue, and how the one who was got with the spiritual sister and everything, who was a conjure and the medicine woman who learned it
Mm-hmm.
from her elders. So it had a lot of nuggets in it, about how our people were and how our people are and stuff like that. Had a lot of message. We can go on that,
Yeah.
another time because I don't want to take so much
Yeah.
of the show on that, but those are
Yeah.
my three movies.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. Cause like, and I'm gonna get back to what we was talking about. Like Ryan Coogler, in my opinion, him and Michael B. Jordan just give me that Spike Lee and Denzel feel. Like when I watched they movies and
Mhm.
seeing what they did with Black Panther and many other movies, even from Fruitville Station,
Yeah,
I tell people like they is the perfect duo, and
yeah,
I
they
ain't seen a
are.
duo like that, like since Spike and Denzel. So.
Yeah,
I'm
they
I'm
are.
glad I'm glad they getting their flowers on.
Yeah, they are. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Antoine Fuqua is also
he a
another
bad boy.
dynamic. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
bad boy right there. Antoine Fuqua, like he like what he did with Trader Day, Brooklyn Fighters, and then the Michael
mhm.
movie. Like
Yeah,
Michael movie is going crazy right now, huh?
yeah, yeah. But but yeah, man. I like I said, I seen to go back. I seen the video that Hassan was, and he was on 6ix9ine neck.
Hmm.
I'm like, come on, son. I'll
Yeah,
be rooting for you, brother.
yeah,
But like I said, I understand he's going through some things because every time he talk crazy, he's drinking. You know what I'm saying?
yep, yep,
He's drinking and everything. So it's a
yep,
lot of things that he's going through. And like I said, if
hmm,
you hear it or see a song, go get some therapy, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some
yeah,
therapy. You can still talk your shit on, YouTube and everything, but get yourself some therapy and everything because you don't want to
hmm,
be talking too much on these things because those things don't have a statutory limitation. Those
yeah,
things, it
hmm,
ain't like you selling, or you were selling drugs or anything. When you start bringing up that M, that's the rest of your life. They come get you anytime, any day.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So hopefully, I just hope you was talking out your butt and not,
yeah. Cause
really
you know something
expressing those
like
things.
like you said, like when you start talking that M online, and I'm just watching everything that be going on in this world right now, it's like we in a so much in a day and age right now
That
where
Hassan be in the
basically
bushes.
like we in a day and age right now where we could look at the Gilgo Beach murderer dude and all these other situations where they solving cases with the DNA. They solving cases, these cold cases through your
Yeah,
bloodline. They not even
yeah,
doing it like just for you. They going through your bloodline and they tracking you down. Or they going through what the last thing you drunk or eat. So
yeah,
people gotta understand, when you start talking like that and they hearing you talking like that, they gonna start looking like, okay, we need to find out that unsolved murder and see who really
yeah.
did that. And then
And
boom.
And let me say another thing, nephew. Like they have these features on Facebook where they can
Hmm.
have you at this age now, and then they can show you of your older self, or they can show you when you were younger and show you now. They have so many things on here now with technology. So if somebody gave a description of a skinny person back in the days, this and that, they can say, okay, in 2026, this person will look like this, and it
Mm-hmm.
probably be off a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll look like you. So
Yeah.
you can't be playing on here when talking about M things and all of that type of stuff because these
Yeah.
people they watching. They watch you, they watch me, they watch him. They was watching Young
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh. They was watching
Mm-hmm.
Rashid
Nature boy.
Jamal. They was
Yeah, Nature
watching Nature
boy.
Boy. Yeah, they
Yeah.
watch you because and if people or persons don't have nothing to say on here, nice or positive or constructive or funny or a little bit trolling or whatever, don't say it on here because if not, you
Mm-hmm.
might as well walk yourself in the nearest precinct or district office in New York.
Yep. Yep. Yep, and that's what a lot of these dudes they gotta be careful, man. Like that alcohol, that's those are spirits, man. And when you tap into them spirits, like they say, man, a man that's drunk speaks not from a sober mind, and a lot of times it be the truth that be coming out sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like when I see our people tell on themselves. Because, like I said, we always
Hmm.
talking about snitches, but people tell on themselves when they showing their firearms on social
Hmm.
media. You can go to jail for branding because
Yep.
if you have a license for it, even if under the Second Amendment, if you branding, I mean, you brandishing your firearm and this and that, some people come on your door and take your license and lock you up because
That's the fact.
when that firearm come out or when those arms come out, it's supposed to be to protect yourself,
Yep.
not to be intimidating or scaring anyone because that's what people doing with them, and that is a felony. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But hey, man, let me see. Somebody says something. They got Nature Boy, and now they exploiting him with a documentary. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do
Yeah.
to everyone and everybody, man. Once
Hmm.
once once they feel they had enough of your BS and your foolery, so nobody else don't think they can get this far. They're gonna make an example out of it and make a documentary of it and make you look like a cult leader, make you look like this. And then if you don't have the right people that really know you or really could test for you or have a character witnesses, that's what people are gonna look at you as. Like Rashid Jamal, even though all his internet had a strong presence, but you wasn't making that presence in people's lives. So now your pastor of your church is coming to court. Now your whole mosque is coming to court. Now your whole temple. Now the college or university that you was teaching and training young people come to court. People don't come to court for these people because they only on social media. They not active in
Yep.
their community. They not
Yep.
active in their family. Family members ain't coming to court for you. So that's a problem. I taught people in my family how to read. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when you don't have that keen spirit like that, and you really genuinely want to empower, encourage people, I mean, from the mud, then ain't nobody gonna show up for you in nobody courtroom or anything else.
Yep. And that's what a lot of people gotta say. You gotta do some powerful things for people to speak on your behalf. Because when you start, like you said, when people is not speaking on your behalf in these court, and you going in there and they just ripping you to shreds, is because, like you
Hmm.
said, you wasn't putting the groundwork in these streets.
Yeah,
So that's how they get you. That's how they say, okay, look, Your Honor, you see this man here. He's been a menace to society. You hear what they saying? Nobody's coming in
yeah,
defense to speak good about him. He's a
yeah,
menace. So
yeah,
they that's how they win their cases.
yeah. But when they see everybody coming in your court, and I knew people, man, they have so many letters. The assistant and judge chambers like, yo, okay, we have enough letters. We get enough phone calls. Let the judge do his deliberation. We understand this and that, and then the person be out. Or they have a bracelet on their ankle, or they on a house confinement or something like that because they understood they made a mistake. Because look, he got a 91-year-old woman coming to court for him. He got a woman who's a single mother coming to court for him. He got the pastor of his church, the youth minister. You understand what I'm saying? But these dudes
Mm-hmm.
don't have any of that. When the fire and the storm come, they don't got nobody
Mm-mm.
because it becomes all a game in a movie. And what happens with a game in a movie? When it's over, it's over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look at young
Uh,
Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh was making millions of dollars doing what he did online speaking, but he wasn't out touching and affecting people.
nope.
Now he can't. Now he can. They got his Cash App messed up, so he can't get money through Cash App. They got his money from YouTube hold up. So now
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous went from living in a mansion
To living in his car.
to living in his car and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
guess what? None of these social media people gonna say, "Yo, we're gonna all come up and put 10,000 together, get him a place, boom." You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? That man have so much information that he can train so many people, teach so many people. We just gonna talk about him. Oh, he living in this car now. Whoopty woo, la la la.
Yeah.
It's come on, man. Come
It's
on. I wish,
terrible. It's
I wish,
terrible.
I wish I had it because, like I said, he will be one of the young people that I will have train people for me. I will help create
Mm-hmm.
a facility for him to
Mm-hmm.
train these young people right because he wasn't talking crazy online and
Mm-hmm.
he was just stuck in home teaching
Yep.
from home
Yep.
and this and that
Yep.
and
Yep.
you gotta if you're a trainer, you're a teacher, you're a scholar, you got to take yourself outside this little square box because once they close this box on you, you closed. You know what I'm saying? You got to spread. That's why I take all my pictures like this with my arms open because I
Yeah.
come with open arms with brothers, the sisters, or whatever that want to be empowered, that want to be encouraged because that's the only way we can make changes if we do it with open arms.
That's true. That's so true.
Yeah, no character witness. That's what Knox said. No character witness. Yeah, they don't have any of that.
Nope.
Like I said with Main Man. If Main Man was like that, the CEO or the president of the company would have came to court.
Yep.
They would have came to court or they would have put whatever up to settle whatever the matter because all crimes are civil.
Mm-hmm.
It tells
Mm-hmm.
you that in law.
Yep.
All crimes, excuse me, all crimes are commercial. All
Yep.
crimes, and if they commercial, that means you can handle it civilly.
Yep. Yep.
And you
Before it could
still
be
would have been
criminal.
home before, and you still could have been home and getting your little rap thing or whatever, whatever. But people ain't care nothing
Nah.
about you.
They wanted to thug it out. They wanted to thug it out. Oh, and look what thug it out got you. You bitter and still wanting the rapper dream instead of you out here. If you saying that you innocent and you saying that you ain't do it, like you said, then you got brothers out here every day is being wrongfully convicted. They getting that money, bro. They going to the court.
Yeah,
They they
yeah.
they they they, they get what's due to them. You
Yeah,
know, if you feel like you
and even if, excuse me for yawning on you guys, even if you don't get just due of money, create programs and things that help other young people who may be going through what you're going through. You like
yeah.
with Marcus Garvey, you got to throw the rope back. Throw the
Mm-hmm.
rope back. Like you know, if you know that you was falsely what is it
Accused.
you was falsely accused. If you knew you was falsely accused, excuse me, that y'all took it out of me. If you was falsely
Yeah.
accused, then you should be working with so many other brothers and sisters that has been falsely accused or wrongfully accused by the system. But you
Mm-hmm.
ain't doing none of that. You ain't doing none of that.
He's just talking. That's all he doing. He just talking. And I don't see him talking about that Million Man March situation he was talking about. Oh,
Nah,
he ain't talking about that
nah,
no more.
nah, man. Because it never was his idea. It was never in his heart. You know what I'm saying? It was never in his subconsciousness. It was just never there with him because that's not what he do. You know what I'm saying? And bless that brother, hopefully one day he'll get it together if it's not too late, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm like almost tired of talking about him, man. Because I don't
Yeah.
want to,
Yeah. Yeah. I
because
understand.
it's so much other work to do in our community, outside of our community. Like we really about to be affected by so many different things coming down the pipeline. And I know he don't have any plans, and other people at his table don't have any plans. Because if he have any plans, then the invitation would have been out to execute those plans. They want to see what type of plans people got or other people got. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say you got false leaders, false prophets, people who are being misled and misguided by these dudes. You there,
That's
nephew?
true.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true. That's true.
Okay.
No, that's true. Like there's so many false prophets out here. There's so many frauds out here that it's not even funny. And it's like instead of them coming together and seeing what can we do to redirect that the frequency in the community, what can we do to try to prevent more of this genocide that's going on, because there's a genocide going on.
Hmm.
They see it, they know it, and they instead of them taking their time and their platform to speak about it, it goes on them deaf ears. Everybody worrying about who's snitching and
Hmm.
who ratting. Y'all need to
Yeah.
worry about why these babies is getting killed. Why we got
Hmm.
out here, we got so much millionaire friends, and we got so much friends in the industry. Why y'all not telling y'all friends that, yo, let's start doing a program to save these youth? Because that's what the brother in Baltimore tried to do. The mayor,
Hmm.
he got the kids out there all night in the community center. Where basically
Hmm.
because he said, yo, we gotta do something for our own. And
Hmm.
that's what brothers and especially the New York area need to be doing. Like, what can we do to stop this going on? Y'all is tight with Mondani. Why y'all not telling Mondani, let's find a way we can keep these youth from being outside the street? We got to keep them all night in indoors. Let's do it.
Because when you have a boss, you can't do that. You'll get fired.
Yep.
Let a person go to their boss at the hospital and tell them, no, we should work on patients this way.
Yep.
They're gonna get their pink slip right there. Let them go to the
Yep.
dealership and say, hey, we should sell the Rolls Royce. This. Go tell the owner or the boss of Rolls Royce that. No, so he can't do that. He'll be fired. He will be
Yep.
back on the block robbing cab drivers. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? See, the thing
Yep.
is, I'm gonna switch it a little bit. Like the sister who's the queen of soul food in Harlem. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be crazy right now for that woman. Y'all, all these years she done
Mm-hmm.
had that food truck and fed people
Mm-hmm.
and this and that. And I know you don't like Hawk, but I like Hawk. Like I
Yeah.
told you,
I
he just got
seen
to
him.
get rid of that. He just got to get rid of that Democratic NWACP,
I wanted to
all
get
that
rid of
stuff.
that. Oh, I wanted to
You know
get
what I'm
rid of
saying? Because
that.
Hawk, him and his lady are very vocal. They're very powerful. They're very strong. Their
Yeah.
voices, their energy, it just needs to
Yeah.
be directed in the
Yep.
right space and place without those things tagged along to them. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Because it's a shame that that brother got to come all the way down from the Bronx when 125th Street is Mecca.
Yep.
Everybody been on it from Sinetta, the Nation of Islam, the
Yep.
Gods of Earth, the Wabian Nation, all of that 25th Street. Why they
Mm-hmm.
ain't surround that truck up with that woman and made sure they don't take her truck or do nothing?
That was crazy. That was crazy. Oh, I saw that video and it hurt me. It made me so angry and mad that a brother like Hawk, that like you said, came all the way from the Bronx, where it's so many brothers from Harlem that got outlets, got platforms, should have been out there stopping that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying,
Mm-hmm.
yo, you not gonna mess with this sister here, because this is the community
Mm-hmm.
right here. This is Harlem. And everybody was
Mm-hmm.
quiet. And I'm saying to
Mm-hmm.
myself, this is what we doing now. This is why they could
Mm-hmm.
come to our community and they could overthrow us and put the Hispanics there, put the Caucasians there, and they could take over. But us that's doing right by the community, that's feeding the community, they pushing us out. And the
Yeah.
brothers is staying quiet, like they don't know what's going on, man.
Because they have been trained to be quiet. That wouldn't have happened on my watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I would have been out there. I didn't really have to pitch a B because Perkins, may he rest in peace, Perkins would have came downstairs from the state office building.
Mm-hmm.
Hafiz Muhammad, the leader of Mars number 7, may he rest in peace. You see what
Mm-hmm.
happened? The people that I'm naming, they no longer
Yep.
here. This is why they can do that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
The nation of Islam would have been there.
That's a
The councilmen would have been there. The
yep.
people from the vendors, Sinetta and all of them would have been over
Yep.
there.
Yep.
The Wabian
R.I.P.
Nation would have been
Calvin
over there.
Butts.
You know what I'm
R.I.P.
saying?
Calvin Butts. He would have been out there.
I would have let Doc know. RP. See the people that name it, they no longer here. That would have never happened with those three individuals' name on our watch. That wouldn't have happened. But now you got people, the most they're gonna do is pull up their phone. Nah, y'all stand in, y'all
Hmm.
surround that woman truck. Like y'all gonna have to take everybody in this community
Yep.
if
Yep.
this woman truck got to move.
Yep. Yep.
Period. But
Yep.
nah, that's why the Panthers said powers to the people. The people is the
Yep.
one with the power. But if the people is not standing up, if the people just
Mm.
showing their little phones and that's all it is, being reporters instead of being protection of our community, this gonna
Yeah.
always happen. Let me answer this
We,
person's question.
you there? I think your camera went out. Damn, they always do this when we get to like this 1 hour and 11 minutes. They always do that when we get this 1 hour mark. They always mess with the camera, man. They mess with the audio or the camera, man. You know, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy, yo. I'm waiting for Unc to come back because he was just talking and then everything just went
God,
fade to black. Unc, you back? I heard him. I heard him. I heard his voice. Unc, you there? Damn. I don't know what's going on, man. They always do this, man. They always do this. Every time we get to this 1 hour mark, it's like they messing with the camera, they messing with the audio, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that truth to be out here, man. But we still gonna keeping on, man. I'ma still be here till get the audio back. But thank y'all for pulling up, man, to the channel, man. You know, make sure y'all smash that like button, man. You know, peace and blessings to all y'all that's coming in here, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on, man. And you see the title, Cloth Talk Podcast, Streets is a Myth. You know what I'm saying? And people that don't, that, you know, love the conversation, you know, keep posted, man. We gonna be going live Monday. And we got the schedule. Now it's gonna be Monday, um, Wednesday, and Friday. Oh, I think he jumped off. But the schedule now for Cloth Talk Podcast, we do it from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know what I'm saying? That's the schedule. That's when we gonna be live, Cloth Talk Podcast. So it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I'm not on Hell in the Cell, because Hell in the Cell, I'll do Hell in the Cell. Um, Monday and week. I don't know. I think his thing died. He gonna be back. But yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man, and like understanding, man, like it's real out here, man. But Cloth Talk Podcast, man, that's the schedule is gonna be Monday, 12 p.m., Wednesday, 12 p.m., and Friday, 12 p.m. You know, that's the podcast schedule, man. That's how we do things, man, on the show, man. I salute y'all, man, for really pulling up. You know, hope on could pull back up, man, because we was really building on something right there, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people gotta understand, man. It's a lot going on in the community, man. You know what I'm saying? And especially in New York, man, they trying to like outlaw black Americans, man. Like it's something that people don't understand, man. People that's foundational, they trying to outlaw us out of New York City, man. especially the ones that got Southern roots, man. They don't want us in New York, man. They don't want us in New York. And a lot of these dudes that be talking about us, that a lot of them don't got Southern roots. But we got a lot of us got family that's in the South that's deep rooted, and they trying to push us out the North, and they trying to push us out the South. So they really just still don't want us nowhere, man. Super, you a funny dude, man. You a funny dude, bro. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on out here, man. It's a lot going on out here, man. Y'all gotta understand that, man. You know. Well, I mean, Mondani said basically, New York City is the home of immigrants. And I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what do he mean by that? Because it was foundational. Us foundational people made New York what it is. The ones that came from the South. We made New York. Right? We did these people. So it's always been an agenda to try to like push us out of the community because we don't go with the agenda. So they got the Latinos. That's and shout out to my Latinos. I don't have an issue, but I'm just saying they got the Latinos taking over New York, right? Politics wise. You got Dominicans, got it locked. Puerto Ricans got it locked. You know, um, that's what got New York locked right now. And then you got, you know, the full blooded Caribbeans that taking over now. The people that's half Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? And this is facts. The people that's half Caribbean and got Black American family, this don't go to y'all. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. But when you got these politicians basically changing the format, changing the game, I get what Tariq Nasheed was saying when it came to the FBA conversation. Like I used to speak against FBA at one point, but then I had to really understand what FBA was saying, and it had a lot of points to it because when you look now, we getting pushed out of you know uh uh uh, uh, New York City, man. And a lot of us, like I said, a lot of us got like when I hear these New York cats shitting on the South, I'm not for the shitting on the South because one thing about me, I got family from the South. Like, what is these dudes' problem? Like, and I'm doing a lot about that. Yo, listen. First of all, first of all, I'm not a tether though. I'm foundational because I'm born here in America, bro. You know, my cousin, he listen, his father's Panamanian, but his mother's Black American, right? So he don't subscribe to his Panamanian Caribbean side. He subscribes to his Black American side. That's the culture he was raised in. And a lot of us that was raised in that Black American culture, we not tethers, brother. We Black Americans, bro. So it's a difference when you a tether, you raised in the tether culture. Like that chick that went up there and said, "Yo, dirty Black Americans." She not raised in Black American culture, so they look down on us, and they might call us dirty Black Americans. They got their way of talking. I mean, yeah, he put that up there, but if you had a conversation with him, if you had a conversation with Sosa, he'll tell you he all foundational Black American Tommy. You heard? And that's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us is on that foundational Black American Tommy. Oh, got it back. Oh, we back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
We back,
Yeah. You hear me?
I think you on mute. I think you on mute,
Okay,
I
hold on.
can't hear you right now.
You hear me now, right?
Hold on.
You hear me?
Is it me? Hold on.
Yeah, yeah, it must be you.
Hold on. I might have to come back in. Hold on. Hey, yo,
Yeah, I'm here.
okay. I couldn't hear you when you came in. I can hear you now,
Nigga said Tyreek.
Hey, yeah. Nah, but I ain't gonna lie, like what you was saying about the sister, Harlem should have came out, But what I was just saying before you had came back in is that now in New York, man, and Mondani, he basically put it out there that they only riding for the immigrants, They only riding for the immigrants. They not riding for people that's born you know, black American born, born here in the States, family from the South, came to New York. They not riding for them because when he said or his interview or his press conference that the immigrants built this. When that's a cold lie. It was the indigenous people that came from the South up here, what I mean, that was runaway
Nephew,
slaves.
listen. When somebody tell you the
Yeah,
immigrant built it, tell them
yeah.
go get the list of inventions. You're gonna see Jackson, Smith,
Hmm.
Hardin, people like that. People that have our names:
Yep,
Reggie, Ronald,
yep,
Billy,
yep,
Randolph. When you like,
yep.
come on. It wasn't no Sokolowski or Waski. Look at a Charles Drew. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
People like that. You look at the stop sign. Look at the first blood transfusion. Look at the
Hmm.
woman who created the the satellite for the internet service. All that,
Yep.
like, it's
Hmm.
our people. It ain't no immigrants.
Nope.
Like, stop it.
Oh, that's what I be saying. Oh, and that's why I like when we had like when people be having this conversation, and I really be looking at what's been going on. It's like they so biased on the immigrants, and this is why I like the people that is born that's black American is getting pushed out. And you see it in the communities. You see it in Brooklyn. You see it in Harlem, where people got them brownstones. They pushing them out because what it is they trying to push their agenda. You got this immigrant mayor, you know what I'm saying? And what I didn't like with Eric Adams, he should have fought more. Being that he is
Eric Adams
foundational.
couldn't. He
Yeah,
couldn't fight more because they had him in the trick bag.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why he couldn't fight more. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
that's how New York is ran. That's how the Democratic Party is ran. It ran like an organized, crime group. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
Eric Adams couldn't do that. You see what happened when Trump no longer wanted to be associated with that party.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anybody who
Yep.
want to leave that party, it ain't like, okay, that's still my friend. He's a good person. He's just going to another party. It ain't no real bipartisan. You know what I'm saying? It's, oh, he's the enemy. He's the devil. He's this and that. Anytime you don't want to be a Democrat, you either call names or you're treated different than other people that are
Yeah.
Democrat.
Yeah. And that's what the people don't understand. The Democrat Party is against us as a people because let's just really look. And I had this conversation with my cousin, and when I was in South Carolina, he
Mhm.
was like, "Yo, the Democrat Party." And he was breaking it down to my mom's and all of it. He was like, "Yo, the Democrat Party was doing so much shit, and they trying to blame Trump, but Trump really is for us."
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and to be honest, and you understand this, on a lot of people in the community. have been so loyal to the Democrat Party for so many decades that it's hard for them to get off that plantation because, especially if you older, and you've been lied to that these people over there is racist. But at the end of the day, the people over there saying, "Yo, we don't care about none of that race stuff. All we said is be your own boss. You
My
understand
thing
what I'm saying?
is,
Get your independence."
my thing is truthfully, it's
Yeah,
all the same because it's the same bird, different feathers. Whether you're
yeah,
the right wing, whether you're the left wing, it's all the
yeah.
same. Our people need to get back to being our people. And you don't need to be a part of any parties, whether Democrat, Republican, Independent, anything that is socially and politically for United States because we have so many other tribes, so many other states in America. You know what I'm saying? That we
Hmm.
can control. If you got land in North Carolina and Virginia and you doing your due, you don't need support or assistance from the government. Why? Because you already independent. Only thing you can do if what we've been doing is a barter system. If I got oranges, I'm gonna come to you for apples. If I got apples, I'm gonna come to you for cabbage. If you got
Hmm.
cabbage, I'm gonna come to you for my beef. You know what I'm saying, or for
Hmm.
my chicken. And that's
That's a
how we
fact.
were. We didn't have to worry about people governing over us. And if something wasn't right, we being put in jail, whether it's for taxes or any things like that. So
Hmm.
we need to get back to us because ain't nobody is going to save us. That thing on 25th Street with the woman, only people
Hmm.
that's going to fight for her and save her is the people. We can't think Mandani is going to fight for us. We can't think
Mm-mm.
anybody that's in any type of office is going to fight for us because
Nope.
all of the conflicts, all of the wars that ever happened on this land has happened because the people wanted to happen.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. I agree. I agree. I don't think nobody is gonna save us but us. We gotta save ourselves.
This
Um.
person got a question for you. And God,
Oh.
they call you a tether because your mom Caribbean and you claim your pops is Indian. Go ahead, answer that. Then I can come
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah. So let me just say this, right? Um. First of all, like I've been saying this, right? When it come to this whole FBA conversation, I stand with Tariq on what he's saying. I stand on that because at the end of the day, you know, whether people like it or not, everybody delineating, everybody is on this team, on that team, and like I kind of like realized this, like my great grandfather, he used to say this all the time, them coconut niggas is crazy, and a lot of this stuff that go on, and it's not to knock the Caribbeans, it's not to knock the Africans. But one thing I notice about them communities is they get down with our culture, but they get down with the negative part of our culture. When it comes to the righteous part of the culture, a lot of them, some may get in part of it, and a lot of them have done a lot of negative things. Like the Nigerian brothers was selling a lot of heroin in the ghettos. They would act like they was just lawyers and doctors, but a lot of them was selling heroin in the ghettos, and the Jamaicans was doing a lot of killing in the ghettos, killing a lot of innocent people, and didn't care, didn't care. They would go and shoot up clubs with people having a good time and shoot it up, so I just want people to understand, man. It's not a hate to anybody. It's just, we just being honest, And I'm at the point now is that I want my people to get their human rights, but I also want my people to understand their tribe. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. It's about the tribe. You feel? And people get mad with Tariq because I was having a bill with a couple brothers, and they was like, "Yo, that FBA." Like when they was telling me about FBA at first, I was like, I don't know, man. It's just another name. But then when I really got there and I sat down and I looked, and then I started seeing what Trump was saying with the immigrant thing, and I started seeing that a lot of times, yo, these immigrants was coming out here and they was not respecting us, man. And you see it every day now. Well, I mean, a lot of the Crips that came to New York was Belizeans. That came to Harlem, they was Belizeans. So Tariq ain't lying about that. They was
I
Caribbean.
gotta
Yeah,
object that the Bolivian ones they was in Brooklyn and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
We had Harlem Crips in Harlem since the '70s. So
yeah,
Tariq is wrong with his information. That's number one. He's wrong
yeah.
with his information. You had Crips in Manhattan Avenue. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like how you see in Los Angeles. People don't understand what culture is. When you go to different places, you adapt different people cultures, and then most of all, you adapt brotherhood. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You adapt brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who came home from Vietnam that was calling themselves blood brothers. When I was young, I had blood brothers and stuff like that. We used to cut out
Mm-hmm.
thing with a little razor or a pen and put the blood down on a piece of joint, and now we blood brothers and stuff like that. So there's so many different terminologies of how gangs and stuff get started. But let's get focused on what we was talking about. We wasn't really talking about that. We was talking about the indigenous people. And
Yeah,
I see him going north.
yeah,
He said he gonna escort you. He said, let me hit
yeah,
Gotti. He said, let me hit Gotti retarded ass. Well, it's two Gottis. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He
yeah,
said, OG, I see what you mean. Gotti special ed, know what I mean? You gotta talk real slow to him. Rolling 60's been in Manhattan for years. Yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
see the thing is, I'm not with that foundational black American thing with Nasheed. It's just another title because
yeah,
number one, if you call people black in the 1950s, it was a disrespect
yeah,
because people were either like my family, Tuscarora Indians,
yeah,
or then you have people who was Choctaw, you have people who
yeah.
was Cherokee, you have you know what I'm saying,
Cherokee, yeah.
and then in the Caribbeans you have people that was Taino, you have people that was Arawak, you have people that was Omak, you had Omak people here in
Mm-hmm.
Florida. So
Mm-hmm.
there was indigenous people all through the Americas because you got to remember this is a continent: North America, South America, and Central
America,
America.
Central America, yeah.
So a lot of our people, like my people, we were never slaves. We were captives. We fought, and then we
Yeah,
went from North Carolina to Virginia to New York and became a
yeah,
part of the Six Nation. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
POWs. We was POWs because
Yeah.
that's what I tell people on social media a lot that you know that that whole black African American all that them titles that came later. But what people gotta understand is, like you said, we was indigenous to our tribes, and a
Mhm.
lot of them and a lot of those lands. That's why I argue with a lot of people, like even with the Caribbean brothers sometimes, because they try, like, one argue with me not too long ago, gonna tell me that, oh, I'm from Africa. I ain't no indigenous. But I'm saying y'all from the Caribbeans, it's nothing but Arawak Indians there, Taino Indians. So where y'all getting this African from? Because it wasn't even that many Africans that came off a boat, and the people that was captive, they was POWs of that land because the land is property, and when slavery ended, they had to give the people back their land because it was their land in the first place.
Well. Let me interject on that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the land was never given back. The land was traded to the government. This is why we say we're not 14th Amendment slaves. Because what happens is the government said, y'all no longer slaves, but they made you a 14th Amendment slave. So now you have to pledge allegiance to the United
Mm-hmm.
States. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't pledge allegiance to the United States and still be a chief of your tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You only can serve so-called one master. So what they did, they transfer over the property to the United States government. The same thing they do now when you register your car. Once you
Mm-hmm.
register your car, you transfer it over to the state.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you register anything, you transfer it over to the state. And that's what they did. They transfer
Mm-hmm.
over the land to United States. And United States became the landlord. United States became the what's the other word? They act
Oh,
like they had the
oh,
loaded they act like they had the
oh,
allodial title, but they didn't have really the allodial title. We did. So
yeah,
they
yeah,
became the fake landlord. How you gonna be a landlord of a land that you're not even from? So
yeah. No,
he
that's true. That's true because, um, like at the end
said,
of the day,
Gotti, don't put this private because I made your uncle school you from the chat, laughing my ass off.
nah, Unc, right? He ain't lying. I knew that. I knew that because like that's what it is. Like once you title anything to the government, you no longer own that. You no longer yours no more. It's them. And at the end of the day, that's why they always say, man, get your paperwork right because once they is involved in your stuff, man, you're gonna always be a slave to their system. You're gonna always be a part of their system. Once you out their system is different. And a lot of people don't fail to understand that and fail to realize that it's a lot of money out there that people is missing out on because they don't educate themselves on getting their paperwork right. I just was talking to a sister the other day. She said, "Yo, I'm being targeted and this and that, and I'm worrying about my pension." And and then she said, "Yo, one of my brothers told me, I should, get my sovereignty." And I'm like, "You should have been did that. You know what I'm saying? You waited too long, but you can still do it."
Well, it's not about paperwork. We all are sovereign. The thing is, you have to know your rights because if you don't know them,
Facts.
then they
Yeah.
automatically waive. This is why a judge asks you, "Do you know what I'm saying to you? Do you know what's
Mm-hmm.
going on?" If you don't tell them, you don't, because they
Mm-hmm.
can't trespass against your right. But once you say I do and you understand, if you under something, how can you stand? That means something or
Mm-hmm.
somebody is suppressing you down. So you're supposed to always overstand. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because if
Mm-hmm.
if you don't overstand, then you're gonna understand, and then that means you fall under their authority. Everything is about
Yeah.
permission. We give them
Yep.
permission for a lot of things. Like dudes, like yo,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? My birth certificate. That is not your birth certificate. You didn't created it. The state created
Mm-hmm.
it. You know
That's a
what I'm
fact.
saying? The
That's a
state
fact.
created it. And if they create it, then they own it. You're supposed to have your own birth certificate, birth records in your family Bible.
Yep. That's
So
a
a
fact.
lot so we trick ourselves into things.
Hey,
You know what I'm
hey, hey,
saying?
hey, you ain't lying because my grandmother, she got her birth certificate was in the Bible, family Bible. Like every kid that was born was in
He
that
joking
family.
on you crazy. I wish he
Yeah,
was
I
on here
said,
too. This is funny. He
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Gotti, you was just calling Korean people coconut niggas. You ain't know nothing. Laugh my ass off. You want to switch because your uncle rock with the FDA movement. Don't rock with the FBA movement. Laugh my Psalms 11 said Gotti went from FBA to being a more. That's why some states you don't need car insurance. All they're doing is taxing us for this land for no reason. Exactly,
Hmm.
Kid Caliente. Exactly.
Yeah, they taxing us. They taxing us, and the way they do it is on a sly way because they know a lot of people is ignorant to the law, and a lot of people don't really know the law. They know some of the law, and that's what people. Oh, Unc went back out. Yeah, that's what some of the people don't understand. Like the law is easy. You just gotta read. You know what I'm saying? Like I took my time years ago and started reading the law and understanding the law. That's why I always preach about sovereignty because, once you understand that, once you know that, they can't take nothing from you, man. They can't take nothing from you, man. They can't take nothing from you, and at the end of the day, like, you know the government gonna do what they gonna do. They got a job, Their job is to, keep the people dumb, deaf, and blind. But your job is to educate yourself so you don't be dumb, deaf, and blind. So that's what it is. Anytime I talk to females that want to get out of this system and they want to do their own thing, man, I tell them, man, it's the right thing to get your paperwork, get you and your the no shit and get yourself right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it's about, getting yourself right. You know, anytime Gotti get roasted, he become Muslim, put on a red beanie. talking about he want peace. On drop he dropped again, damn. So he gonna be a 5% of tomorrow. I know the 5% lessons, but I'm Moorish American, bro. I'm an indigenous Moor, bro. Yo, super man. I don't know why you coming for me, man. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm just saying what it is, man. Like, listen, I don't have a problem with listen. Uh, matter of fact, in the coming weeks, man, I'm gonna bring some FBA brothers on the channel, man. I'm gonna bring the brother Bolo, and Perry. Y'all know Perry P that used to be up here. Yeah, I'm gonna bring P because P is pro FBA. And you could debate them, Super. You could debate Perry, you could debate Bolo, you could debate them because they New York FBA brothers. You know what I'm saying? So you could debate them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm Moorish, I'm indigenous, but I still got love for my FBA brothers because I understand they paid and I understand their grievances. And a lot of people is tired, and a lot of people don't feel like, oh, there y'all be having discussions there. You know how Perry rock, man. Perry FBA, man. Perry on FBA time all day, every day. You should know that. Yes, that's his that's his whole makeup, man. FBA, man. Cursed out Smurf over the FBA thing. I told him all kind of crazy shit. So why you told him all kind of crazy shit when you know that's what he about, man? He's about FBA, man. The man, listen, bro. I can't not Perry for what he's saying. That's why I don't really want to go there with him because it goes too far. Nah, man. See, you just don't wanna have the debate, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, it's a conversation that everybody should have. Now you don't have to have the conversation if you don't want to, but niggas can't front on the conversation. I don't front on the conversation. I mean, he's standing on his thing, man. You know, you know. Yeah, listen, man. What's wrong with the passion? What's wrong with the passion? But yeah, um, I probably gonna wind this down, man, because we've been here a minute. Y'all, I'm gonna say salute to y'all, man. Peace and blessings to all y'all. Um, we gonna talk about this again, man. I might go live later, man. Peace and blessings, man.